To paraphrase the great Eddie Murphy, if you're super sensitive and get offended easily, y'all should just click the fuck off now.
Baby. Enjoy this great game.
In the name of social justice, okay? And to help those who need help, the people of color, and to help the communities that really need help, especially during this terrible pandemic, Major League Baseball is stripping the All-Star game from Atlanta and the Atlanta area and the communities there, and we're going to send it to now Denver. This makes perfect sense. One of the funniest comments that I've been getting when I talk about this topic is people say, hey man, stick to baseball, bro. Stick to baseball. And I'm like, dude, the freaking All-Star game is being moved at basically the last minute. It's about 3 months away, and the All-Star game is getting stripped away from Atlanta, and it's now going to Denver. The Colorado Rockies are going to host it, and the Atlanta Braves don't get to have their All-Star patch anymore. It's covered up, like totally tacky, with a big gray patch over it. This is absolutely terrible. I'm sorry, you can differ in opinion, and by all means, people can disagree, and I'm not going to hate anyone for that, and you're still welcome here. No problem. We can even argue, we can even cuss each other out, and you're still welcome here, because that's life, right? People get into arguments, but I'm still telling everyone my opinion, because that's what I do on this channel. I don't shy away from anything baseball related. I'm not going to sit here and talk about anything else. If you follow my channel, I've never talked about anything that's not baseball related. This is a huge story. The freaking All-Star game has been moved, okay, out of Atlanta and into Denver. And I believe over something that is politically divided. If you don't think that these new Georgia voting laws if you don't think they're politically divided, I don't know what you're really looking at. Now, there are, of course, some people who are not into politics, and they could have an opinion on it. But as far as the people who are really into politics or politicians, it's clearly divided. Now, I have opinions on both sides all the time. That's why I've been called every name in the book. People call me Trumper and things like that. It's hilarious. When I had this opinion, people told me to go back to my truck and my guns.
Yeah, right. I don't even own a gun.
Don't own guns. Don't own a truck. Never have. Not that I have anything against this. If you do, it's all good. Okay. I personally, not a gun guy, and never had a truck. The funny thing is, when I talk about something else, say the Giants hire that female coach, Alyssa Nacken, I was happy about it. I said welcome to the team, and I welcomed her, and I thought it was a good move. I got cussed out, called a liberal snowflake when I had that opinion, or when I had an opinion that the Mets did good by firing their GM, who sent some disgusting pictures unsolicited to a female reporter. I thought that was over the line, unprofessional, and I was okay with him getting fired. I was called a liberal snowflake who loves cancel culture. So it's interesting how when I have one opinion, I'm a liberal snowflake. When I have another opinion, I'm a hardcore Trumper with guns and a truck. It really is interesting. At the end of the day, I give my opinion on every topic. Every topic is different. Every situation is different, and I don't have a political alignment. In this particular situation, it's not so much about whether, the laws are good or not. I'm not an expert. I read the law about 3 or 4 times. I'm trying to figure out what's so horrific about them. I haven't really figured it out yet, because it seems to me that it's not that much more difficult to vote. So in some cases, there's even more opportunity to vote. That's what I saw. Could I be wrong on that? Sure. I'll admit it. I could be wrong. Maybe the voting laws are trash. There you go. Guess what? I still don't think they should move the damn All-Star game. You're screwing the people of Atlanta. And now it's going to Denver, where they held it in 1998. I know it's been a little while. I mean, yes, this is going to help Denver, but it wasn't their turn. It just wasn't their turn. And by the way, as people have checked into regarding Colorado, and I'm not going to say I'm an expert on this because I know the laws differ. As in every state, they very much differ. However, at a basic glance, the Colorado laws look about very similar, in some ways even more difficult to vote. You still got to have ID. So the bottom line is this was a very political move, and I hate it. I don't like politics injecting itself into sports, into my entertainment, unless it's something that's, politically based, like a political movie or something. Okay, yeah, there's going to be politics in it. But as far as, my regular entertainment, this stuff is really, it's coming hard into it. And it's really, it's not something I'm enjoying. And you can call me what you want. By the way, if you call me white, straight male, which people do all the time when I make these kind of videos, Or when I have an opinion, let me just break it down. First of all, you just assumed my gender. You assumed my gender. You assumed my race, which would be incorrect because I'm Nicaraguan. I was born in the United States, but my family's from Nicaragua. And you assumed my sexual orientation, which I've never said here. So please don't assume these things. I'm talking common sense, and I'm giving my opinion. You can disagree with that opinion, but don't make it a personal attack, okay? If that's how you're taught to handle these situations, you make it a personal attack, please don't do that. I've had some good conversations in the comment section, but I also get a lot of personal attacks on me. People calling me all kind of things. I just like, when you start calling people racist or bigots and all that stuff because of an opinion that's debated, okay, and you have no real evidence of the things that you're saying, you just need to slow down with that. Because it's ridiculous, and it's rendering the terms meaningless is what it's doing. So anyway, back to the game. It is going to Denver, and I'm very pissed off about this. And you know, a lot of people are boycotting MLB now. I mean, there are fans of MLB who are just like, I'm out. I'm not going to watch MLB. I have fans of the channel who are like, I'm out. Sorry, bro. Can't support your videos anymore. It's not because of you. It's because I'm not supporting MLB anymore, and that's a shame because you know I love baseball. I don't know if I'll ever not love baseball. It's going to have to really make a major transformation. Transformation's already begun with some of the rule changes and things like that. You know, I love this game, and to, you know, not support the All-Star game and just ignore the All-Star game is an option. As far as I'm concerned, you know, I was hoping the game would go to LA since they missed it last year, but I know they're getting it next year, and they just stuck with that. I was hoping they could bump it up somehow and just send it to LA this year. But no, it's going to Colorado, and I'm not going to, you know, cover this All-Star game much. You know, if someone asked me about it or whatever, sure. But I'm pretty pissed off about it. I really am, and I've thought about it, and I feel like Atlanta deserved this All-Star game. The people of Atlanta deserve this All-Star game. People are going to disagree in the comment section. Call me what you will. You're mistaken, because anyone who's really racist is probably going to be happy about this move because they took it away from black people and gave it to white people. Okay, that's what happened. But no, I'm not happy about it. Not to do really anything with race. I'm not happy about it because this was Atlanta's All-Star game, and they moved it over something that's divided politically and something that's not that horrific on its face, at least what I've read 2 or 3, 4 times, read through that law, trying to understand, and trying to have some kind of olive branch where I can say, okay, I can see what you guys are saying. I'm really not seeing it, but maybe I'm just dumb. But just a quick glance here. MLB reportedly plans to relocate the All-Star game to Denver, sending the Midsummer Classic from a majority black metropolis to an overwhelmingly white city in the name of social justice. That's exactly what happens here. So Rob Manfred pulled the All-Star game out of Atlanta over a Democratic outcry over the state's newly passed election law, which President Biden said makes Jim Crow look like Jim Eagle. So when the president speaks out against it, obviously that's going to move the needle. And it moved the needle because the president had to come out and speak out about it because it's politically divided. So it's clearly politically based, and that's my point. Okay, the biggest difference between the two venues may be race. According to 19 update, the city of Denver has a relatively small black population of 9.2. Whites make up 76.1. Again, not really interested in these numbers, but this is the game that we're playing now, apparently. This is the game that they want to play. This is the game that we'll play. Okay, so you moved it out of Atlanta, 51% black, to Denver, 9.2%. That's just what happened. And now minority-owned businesses are likely to bear the brunt of an estimated $100 million financial hit from the loss of the game. Not a 1 million, 100 million. Okay? The Associated Press and other news outlets reported the MLB plans to announce Tuesday that it will move the All-Star game from Truist Park to Coors freaking Field. And Colorado, a true blue Democratic state, not surprising. Okay, that they were going to accept that All-Star game and MLB was going to give it to them. And here we have it. Colorado does not allow in-person early voting over the weekend. So in that manner, Georgia allows more opportunity for early voting. It's a mixed bag to call Colorado or Georgia's superior. And here's a tweet from Katrina Pearson. So let me get this straight. The MLB is so woke that they took the All-Star game from one of the largest minority communities in America and gave it to a rich white community in a less diverse state. A state that has voter ID laws. Got it. And you know, obviously, all the big famous talking heads and media, they still won't call this out. They just won't. The ESPN, whether it's KNBR with the Giants, whether it's the Giants themselves. By the way, if I worked for the Giants or KNBR, I'd be so fired a long time ago. Probably been fired way before this, because I actually give my opinion and I'm not afraid to. And I'll take the heat if I get the heat, but I will give my opinion. And I believe this is absolute bullshit. Straight up bullshit. That's what I feel about it. Honestly, even if the laws aren't great. So the F what? You just stripped Atlanta of the All-Star game. Like Atlanta put out in their tweet, they were hoping, and I know that tweet was, I get it. It was PR. It was a PR statement in a lot of ways, and it was formed and it was prepared. But still, what they said was they were hoping to enhance the discussion by having the All-Star game here. Is that 100% true? Maybe, maybe not. But you know what? At the end of the day, by stripping them of the All-Star game, you really punished the people of Atlanta that you're supposedly trying to protect, because it's a political move. And at the end of the day, politics don't care about anybody. Politics only care about a narrative, and that's on both sides. Okay? So don't get it twisted that I'm some kind of Republican or Trump supporter. Don't get that twisted. Okay? There are certain issues that I'd be on the Republican side. There's a lot more issues I'd probably be on the Democratic side, at least historically. But that doesn't mean that I'm just going to, stand in line for everything and just take it and just accept what I'm told I'm supposed to believe. No. This is messed up. And if you don't think so, we can have a civil conversation. If you're going to cuss me out and act crazy, just don't even bother. So that's what's going on, guys. And I will talk about it. This is a major, major move. But what I won't talk about it once this has died down, once the story has died down, there's nothing else to say. There's nothing else to say. The All-Star Game is going to come and go. And I'm going to use that time to continue to talk Giants and to work on the things I got to work on. But the All-Star Game I'm going to not give a whole lot of attention to. Obviously, if someone asks me about it, I'm not just going to ignore anybody. I will answer your questions. But the answer might be, no, I didn't really pay attention, so I don't know. That might be the answer you get if you ask me about this All-Star Game, because I don't think I should support. I just don't feel like supporting this game. Call it a boycott if you will, but I don't feel like supporting this game because it's jacked up. This game was for the Atlanta Braves, for the Atlanta freaking Braves. You guys have a great day. Please hit the subscribe button if you're not too pissed off. Please hit the thumbs up button. I really appreciate all your guys' support. You guys have been amazing through this. Even those who disagree, a lot of you all have been really great. Some of you not so polite, but that's it. Like I said, arguments can happen and we can still be friends. So you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you next time.
When the Giants come to town, it's bye-bye, baby. Every time the chips are down, it's bye-bye, baby. History's in the making at Oracle Park.